Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome y'all to the show. Now, today, I'm just simply going to talk about an experience I had today and make that the basis of this show, right? So, I had to go to a certain location to get a service done, right? And so, while I was waiting on them to finish, I went across the street to this neighborhood park, which was on a different side of town, right? So I'm sitting there, just killing time on my telephone, whatnot, posting on the my YouTube page, actual live duck fight that I witnessed while I was on a morning walk, right? I mean, these ducks going at it. If you want to check it out, you can go to Verbal Pick Radio on YouTube, VERBALPIC Radio. You can like and subscribe, right? So anyway, I saw this young dude, about 22, 23, and I'm not giving out his race, but I can tell you it wasn't a black guy, but I'm not giving out his race. This dude started from the end of the park, turning over trash cans and was going through the trash cans. So when he got to the one that was closest to me, he turned it over, went in the trash can, and he was kicking stuff. He turned it over on the ground, right? Trash falling everywhere. He's kicking the trash around with his feet, going through it. Then he bends over and picks up a box, food box, one of those food containers. He looks into it, throws it on the ground, grab a bag, and he gets something out of the bag. He started eating it, and he kicked the trash around, and I was getting ready to say, hey, man, you really gonna just leave all that trash on the ground? But when I looked up at him, dude was angry at the fact that he had to go through trash cans to get him something to eat. That's why he was violently kicking trash around, throwing stuff down, eating. He was upset that he had been reduced to the level of, we'd say, his reptilian brain, to where survival was his only instinct. He had no shame. He didn't care who was around looking at him. That hunger had kicked in. He was digging in a trash can. He was trying to survive. And it's like, wow, how do you reach someone who went to that degree of survivalship, right? It was like, wow, you want to really ask, man, what happened in your life? But, I could tell he wasn't in any condition to hold an interview, put it like that. He was strictly hungry and he's trying to survive. It reminds you, this guy's about 21, 22 years old, young guy. And I'm just thinking, man, this is crazy, for it to be in that situation in a free country such as America, or was he in that condition due to a bad home life, trauma at an early age? I mean, mental illness. I mean, you never know, right? But I do know, with all that chaotic, mad search through the trash can and kicking trash cans over and kicking trash at the park on the ground, had someone called the police, right? And they showed up. As angry as he was in his own mindset. He probably would have shot someone. The police would have shot him. The dude was angry. He had that look like he had given up. Like he's in another world. He's in a different reality than those of us who can go home and go to your refrigerator and pull you something out and cook you something to eat. Or if you don't feel like cooking, you can just go through a drive-through or hit a restaurant or something, grab you something to eat and go turn on your TV, get your remote, click on the television, sit back, turn to your favorite program, whether it be the news or whatnot, or sit down and listen to Verbal Peak Radio or whatnot. And that's heaven. That's heaven to him. You complaining about, oh man, I got these bills, I got to get up and go to travel, I got to go to work, I got to. From his viewpoint, you on top of the world. You know, people always complain about their problems, but fail to realize it's somebody out there that's doing worse than you. You know, and so you need to be thankful, count your blessings for what you got. That's the gifts of life that has been bestowed on you, which is the were you able to use your mind and your thoughts to create your reality, to build whatever reality that you chose for yourself. You know, only you know how far or how high you want to climb. And only you know where you say, okay, I'm going to settle right here. I'm good right here. I'll settle on this stage and I'm cool. I don't need to travel anymore. You know, that's your personal decision. But the fact that you even have a decision to make, some people don't even have a decision in their life. Some people don't want to do the things that they have to do to survive. And they don't know the resources that's out there to help them get on their journey, because they so engulfed in what they're involved in, or their state of being at that time, till they can't see past that. It just strictly becomes survival. I have to survive. It's strictly when you get to that level of the only thing that I have to look forward to is going through trash cans and trying to get a bite to eat. Man, that's rough, you know. Time is passing this guy by. I mean, no cell phone, no computer, no internet, no. He has to sleep on the street, a young man. I mean, and it's more people out there that's like that throughout the nation. I'm just using him as an example because I witnessed it with my own eyes. At night, it's cold, finding places to go, trying to find a ride to a shelter. I mean, wow, man, that's hard living, you know. So, of course, you know, when desperation kicks in, this guy becomes a predator. You know, he's stalking his prey, right? Now, how do you reach that person and say, hey, there's a better way? Well, first, somebody, right, would have to care enough to go to that person and say, hey, I have some resources for you. I know it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. And that's the point I'm trying to make. It's a process, and standing someone up when they fell down. And you have to have the patience and the dedication and the time to work with them, then take them out of their current environment, put them in a different environment so they can learn to adapt and work in that different environment, and even take them from that environment to even another environment and show them how to work. And it's a climb. You know, it's a climb. But humanity, a human being, has that innate ability within them to rise. Right? But it's a reflection of society because, man, everybody just walked by him and tried their best to ignore him. You couldn't really ignore him because he came through like a tornado, man. There was about three trash cans. And by the time he made it to the last one, man, it was stuff scattered all over the place. You know, he just violently, angrily ripping through the trash looking for anything he could eat. And it was, and you know it was hot because it was hot outside. Oh man, it's like, dude. And then when he grabbed whatever it was and he started eating, it was like, damn, dude, you really gonna eat that? Now that's what people who don't have to eat out the trash to survive. They have those thoughts. But to him, that was a means of him surviving for the next 2 or 3 hours. Right? Till he can get to another. Because it was like the first one he hit, he wasn't nothing in there. And I guess he was mad because nobody left any food that he could eat. It was just trash. Everything's empty trash. He found a bite of something in that second trash can. And he ate that. Then he went to that third one and wasn't nothing in there to continue eating. So he had to walk against across the street or further down the road till he can get to another trash can, or maybe ask somebody if they got $1 or $2 to get him something to eat or whatnot. And then the thing be, so if you did run into somebody and you collected $10, right? Walking by about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different people, right? Now you got to go inside a store to purchase a meal. And, people really don't want you in there because your clothes messed up, you smell, been on the streets, and the attendant giving you that look like, why couldn't you go to another store? Which even compounds his frustration and anger. And it's like, wow, damn human beings are not supposed to be and live that way. There should be some kind of sense of empathy towards another human being, but we've been taught to ignore and keep on with our lives. Who shaped that mindset and mentality to be selfish and only think about what you got, right? And then, it's just, I don't know. It was just something that just stayed on my mind today. It was like, that was an experience. Now, of course we all seen homeless people, but usually it'd be, elderly, and, you kind of used to that, whatever. But when you see a young person around 21, 22, because the first thing comes to your mind is, dude, you look strong and healthy. Why you not out doing construction? Why you not out trying to get a job? Or how do we know he got laid off during COVID? I mean, I don't know his circumstances. I'm just saying it was just odd, man. The whole scene was odd. The people looking at it odd, and he upset that he got to dig in a trash can, and he just walking, just kicking the trash around the park area, and it's like, wow, it was sad to see. It was real sad to see. What can you do? Now, how can you get into his mind? If you haven't been there, right? How can you understand where he's coming from in order to even reach him? Meaning, I don't know how far he fell, but it did seem like he fell from a place higher than where he was, and he fell and had to succumb to that means of survival, digging in the trash can, getting whatever he can, whatever scraps that was left to put on his stomach to save himself. What does that turn a human being into? Well, he has some violent tendencies, the way he was kicking trash around. And when he gets so desperate and say the world turned its back on him, so he's going to try to knock somebody in the head to snatch a purse or snatch a wallet. Is it a way to curve that and avoid that mentality before it reached that point? And do people notice people like that and go out and try to help him, or if it's just he on his own and every man for himself. I don't know. Just something to think about. I just had to share that with you all because, on this show we do everything from politics to cryptocurrency. I'd like to thank Brother Low Key for dropping that knowledge. Marcus Mudd, A-Tone Productions, Sanara Smith, Pebbles, HF Sports One, High Frequency. Just a host of people, that helped me. And all the new subscribers, man, I thank you. I honor your listenership. You don't understand everything we get here on Verbal Peak Radio is hard and fought for. Nobody giving us nothing, we grassroots around here. So Verbal Peak Radio, thank you all for listening. And we're out.